taste really salty. Oh my god. You know how much I hate salt.
I'm glad neither of us have water on us. Good morning, everyone. How are you doing? I apologize for the update once again without Cassidy, but I am here in my home, actually. So last time I shot the video, I was at my friend's cabin about to surprise my parents for the holidays, but I'm here to talk to you guys about our trip out to Death Valley. But the one thing that might be confusing you is I'm actually wearing a different jacket than Cassidy's mom, so let me switch that. Alright, that's back on, so you guys hopefully can identify me now. So the DIABADASS tour, like, things are rolling ahead real quickly, which is super duper awesome. But this trip out to Death Valley, how it happened is that Cassidy's like uncle basically came up to us and said, hey, you guys want to go out to Death Valley? And we were like, of course. And we had like no clue this was gonna happen. It was literally like we left and then this whole tour came together, which is what we hope DIABADASS will be. Is just like invitations to all the things like this, where we're like I'm legitimately wearing Cassidy's mom jacket. I forgot to like mention that as well. Like I'm wearing Vans. Death Valley is in the middle of nowhere. It's the hottest place in the continental US and also features the lowest point in the US. So check this out. Now the first thing we did was to hike to Darwin Falls, which is like a 2 to 3 mile hike. It's super simple, super easy, but it's cool because you're in the desert, right? And you're following the super dry trail, and all of a sudden you discover a river and you start walking along it, only to actually see the waterfall, and then you're like, whoa. Alright, now if you're interested in doing the Darwin Falls hike, it's actually to the west of Death Valley National Park, outside the small town of Panamint Springs. That's where we actually stayed while we were there. Clancy brought his RV, which had a really cool feature of an English muffin toaster, which I've never seen before like his. And so after we got settled, we drove like an hour and a half. Because Death Valley National Park is huge. It's 5,000 square miles, so any small task is so far away. And this is where the Death Valley National Park tour continues here at Badwater Basin, the lowest point in the continental US. This is so cool. Alright, so this is like I think 287 feet below sea level. Pretty hard to see though. That's the sea level sign. That little thing right there. And what's really impressive is that Cassidy Robbins here, she has hiked Mount Whitney, so she has been to the highest point and lowest point in the continental US, so such a DIABADASS. Legit. Alright, time to keep running. What does it feel like to be the first diabetic to hike to the highest and lowest point in the US? Fact not accurate, but true.
I feel like DIABADASS right now, in a major way, actually.
Which one was harder, the highest point or the lowest point?
I'd say because of company, probably the lowest point.
Oh man, rough times. It is pretty cool though that you have reached this accomplishment. Like, we are here to climb Telescope Peak tomorrow. Yeah. So that's the highest point in Death Valley. Not like she already climbed like the highest point in the lower
continental United States. Well, I mean, Telescope Peak's pretty significant, right? So we're standing, what, 272, 280 something feet below sea level, and tomorrow we're going to be up at, I think, 11,092 feet.
Which is going to be awesome.
That's pretty significant.
Alright, so like the day before we had like a 5-hour drive just to get out to Death Valley National Park, so we woke up at like 5:30 in the morning, and then to climb Telescope Peak we also woke up at like 6 a.m. And so the squad slowly assembled, and then since we were going on this huge hike, like I had to make adjustments to my basal rates, so like here's me explaining that.
Please describe for the people what's happening.
What's happening? One, I'm seeing what my actual basal rate is normally. It's like dropping it down from 21 units down to 9, and then cutting that in half. So I'll be having like 4 units of insulin throughout the entire day. hopefully to prevent those. Alright, so we're on our way to Telescope Peak, but right behind me, look how freaking cool these are. This is a beehive, so these are the kilns they used to use.
Well, they would haul all the wood, or they would cut it all from these mountains and dump it in here, and then they take the charcoal down to the valley.
Alright, 7 miles out, 7 miles back. Just under 12,000 feet. Telescope Peak. Here we come.
North town, they can't seem to fix it up, so they call you on Monday morning. You've been working 2 jobs, still bills are stacking up in this pile on the coffee table. Nothing's ever enough. Money isn't worth all the life that you're paying. Wonder when it all stops. When nobody...
Alright, so something I always do while hiking is set an hour alarm to help with like water and carbs and just making sure you don't hike off consciously. So we're 8 minutes until 1 hour. Cass over here is having a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Half of one, full one?
Half of one.
Half of one. So she didn't have carbs since breakfast, which was at like... Well, we had breakfast around 7 a.m. and it is currently 10 a.m. So it's good to have some fuel. I should have checked my blood sugar before starting recording, but I'm going to check my blood sugar. But I was 188 right before the hike, and then I had half a peanut butter jelly sandwich as well, and only took half a unit. So normally I'd have 40 carbs for half a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, which would be 4 units, but I took half a unit, so I'll see how I'm doing. Update, as Rich is about to join us, my blood sugar is 261, so should have taken more insulin for that sandwich. So I'll treat that high and then have some water. If you want the stunning update, it's really pretty.
When it all stops, when nobody want more, when we're done taking all for granted. Nothing's ever enough. Nothing's ever enough. Oh, when it's all going faster, you can't get a hold of things and you're longing, the searching for something.
Alright, that's Clancy, giant tree. As a reference, we were all the way out on this ridge line. Oops. So, on this ridge line down here, so I think we came
You
here.
just can't believe that.
Oh my gosh. Cass right around the corner. Rich, you're crushing it. Wow, this is stunning though.
Oh,
It's like,
unbelievable nice, huh? I am so
I mean, you
glad
can
that we
see
did
so
this.
far.
Yeah, this is great.
No, and overall, if you take it easy, it's like,
Ah.
that was just a wonderful
You know,
hike up
Let
here.
it all be worth it. Now you're doubting your ambition. You've been working 2 jobs, still bills are stacking up in this pile on the coffee table. Nothing's ever enough. Money isn't worth all the life that you're paying.
Welcome to the summit diary entry. Because we've just been soaking up sun for the last like 20 minutes. But it's really nice this way. The sun came out. It's really nice this way. That's where Badwater is. That's the only thing I say, because that's the only thing I know that's that direction. Like, and there's Badwater once again. I'm sure there's a whole lot of things I could point out.
Well, let's share. So this is the summit of Telescope Peak. It's 11,049 feet. We found a couple plates inside the summit box that had that written on them, which was really cool.
But that was another point that we're almost forgetting this, is that this is like the first nice summit that both of us have been on. Like, usually on the summit you're like, hello world!
It's so windy!
I'm ready to get down. This is like so ideal. Which I'd like to say once again to anyone that's in New York, it's really nice here on the West Coast.
Rub it in, why don't
Rub
you?
it in, sorry.
Like, I feel like anybody could do it though.
It's definitely a slow and steady. I mean, we are traveling around with 2 wiser men, and they were able to make it up here, no problem. So like maybe it's like leave young children behind, but besides that, it's easy to get up here, and then yeah, the views are worth it.
It's so beautiful.
And I will say, thank you, Clancy. He already started heading down, but Clancy just like threw this idea out. He's like, we should go to Death Valley. It's stunning. And he was spot on the money. On our way down, and probably won't capture a video until the bottom, so enjoy the views this way and enjoy the views this way. Alrighty, after like exactly 8 hours, and I can look on my clock right now, oh, we made it back down to 8,000 feet. Like just in time. It's getting super dark here and pretty cold, so we're all bundled up and all that sort of good stuff, and awesome hike. Wish we left a little bit earlier, but still a really incredible hike. And the gang is all back. Alright, good night guys.
You're photographing an endangered species.
Yes. The last diabetic we've spotted in the wilderness. Here, the Robinson, the family name, species Cassidy, known for her energetic and strong legs to bound up the mountains. Here we catch her in a delicate moment as she checks her blood and applies it to a very expensive piece of paper. The results could be changing. For 25 years, she's been trying to balance our blood sugars.
83.
And she,
I came down a lot.
the lone female, will now have to smack